Really need to talk to Brian Golly, too. About some investment stuff and what's happening and going on there. There he is. In a Columbus Blue Jackets t-shirt.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Are you riding Columbus into the postseason? They're in a wild card spot as we speak.
Would you like to know the origin of this? Because I actually have a Columbus Blue Jackets wardrobe.
Oh,
please.
Right down to shoes?
Not shoes. I have shorts, sweats, long sleeve, a couple of t-shirts, even a golf shirt and a toque. Why? Well, as you guys know, I live in Toronto. And every single time the Leafs are in the playoffs, I bet my Leaf buddies on the first round series. And I'm like, listen, if the Leafs win, I'll buy you a Leaf long sleeve t-shirt, toque, whatever of choice.
Mock turtleneck.
And if the Bruins, the Capitals, the Lightning, on and on and on win, you got to get me something Blue Jackets. And so now... And so now I have a wardrobe of jackets here. And the best part, boys, was during the COVID bubble, the Jackets beat the Leafs in the playoffs. So the next day I'm walking through the streets of Toronto rocking my favorite Blue Jackets shirt. So
that'll make you popular in certain circles. Yeah. Yeah. Limited, but certain circles. Yeah.
The glares I got that day. It was a beautiful sunny summer day too, because remember, it was COVID, so everything got delayed a couple of months. So it was a beautiful, sunny summer day.
Not to bury the lead here, but a tough and an interesting day for you. But things and with the industry that we're in, things happen. All of that. You and Sportsnet have decided to part ways.
Yeah, 16 years I've been at the network, and like you, Barney, as you said, we know what we signed up for. This is a volatile industry. Change is just happening all the time. My name came up this week, and that was that. And you're disappointed, you're upset. All those things are real, and it's true. And you almost have to I remember Steve Young talking about the end of his NFL career. He said it's almost like a death. You feel like the stages of grief when something like this happens. I think anybody listening or watching who's been through a job change has dealt with that. But then I just thought about, I'm from Truro, Nova Scotia. I got to the Masters and Wimbledon and Olympics and Super Bowls and the NBA Finals and the World Series. And, they paid me to be there. You know what I mean?
Good way to look at it.
How can I be mad about that? I got to do play-by-play. I got to, interview all these people. Derek Jeter, Christine Sinclair, Roger Federer, David Beckham. What? Me? So, you're upset. It stings. It hurts. But, you also have so much gratitude because I got to work with some awesome people along the way. And then, shoot, I've met you two jokers through all of this. So,
I'm pretty flattered.
There you go.
No, you know what, though? It's funny. I'm not going to say this to be cheesy by any means, but it just kind of happened today before I even, heard the news. And a guy goes, I really like Arash. I really like Arash on there. Those are fun. Those are fun segments. And I was segments. Yeah. And I didn't know you from a hole in the ground for that. We learned a lot. We learned about Toronto, Nova Scotia. We learned about Lucky Loggers and
Stanfield's Underwear Company
and Hammer Throw School.
Hey, there we go, Sharky. Here's the other interesting part. In what we do, it's obviously front facing and it's a public thing. So sometimes people think they kind of know you, they watch you, they listen to you, etc. So when you publicly announce, I had to today on social media, that things are over, my phone, and I didn't expect this, my phone blew up today. Calls, messages, texts. My social media went crazy, and it honestly, fellas, it felt like I was at my own funeral. All these people saying all these nice things. I'm like, where have you been the last 16 years when you've been MFing me all this time? Now you come out of the woodwork?
Yeah. Yeah,
Really?
that's right. Exactly. Suck it.
Heard you got fired. Tough day, man. Tough day.
What kind of sandwiches are they running though? What kind of at your funeral? What would you have there? Lucky Loggers and roast beef. A roast beef.
I saw the old Dutch chips. I was wondering if Curtis got into those today. I see a few of them are missing from the
old Dutch dropped us off like this display case a little while ago. And this is again made in Winnipeg. Yeah. Manitoba. Old Dutch is as Western Canadian, just that. I take Old Dutch any day of the week over chips made anywhere else, especially their nachos. They have the really cheesy ones, and then they have the spicy taco ones.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
They give me heartburn every time. Every time.
Good time. Yeah, I bet you get heartburn off a lot of stuff.
I do. I got some issues. Yeah.
Pheasant pie guy.
No, the pheasant pie does not give me heartburn.
But you know what, though, Arash, and I'm sure you mentioned all the messages and the phone calls. And wait till you get the mail. Wait till all the people that still send mail, that starts rolling in. But there's got to be people reaching out already because how the industry has changed and it's volatile and it's hey, right here when they asked me, hey, do you want to go on the air and do this 3 hours a day? First off, I had no idea how much work to be 3 hours a day unless you just want to. If you want to mail it in, sure. But then you get guys like Sharkey, right, and Coulson.
It's not in our DNA. That's no fun. You don't want to mail it in. Look at what an opportunity we have, you know.
Yeah. And you get the boys on the other side, Coulson. Even if it's half a Curtis, that's a good day. Like really, what are we doing here? They're not saving lives.
No.
We're having fun. But you got to have some opportunities because you are so tied in. You do such a good job for starters, and it might actually be a little bit of a blessing.
Yeah, here's hoping. You know, it's been an awesome chapter. Like 16 years is a long time. Think about this, fellas. Like 16 years ago when I first started, Twitter was just getting off the ground. Instagram didn't really exist. There were no such thing as streaming services. TikTok was that clock on your grandfather or grandmother's, Chesterfield. I mean, and now think of the ways we consume things, how we read and watch and listen and all those things. Everything's evolving so quickly. So yeah, I mean, it's an altogether new world out there. I'm intrigued to see what it's going to be. I want to take a little bit of time to clear the head because I haven't had a break in quite a while. But I'm really interested to see not only what's out there, but try and kind of project what the next streaming service will be, what the next kind of future of content consumption is, and how people are going to want to consume it.
I always say one of the best things about sport when it comes to looking for a job is when you change, they let the world know that you're not with them anymore. So when you get fired from the bank or you leave the bank, nobody knows. You're just not there. But in sports, they tell everybody he's not with us anymore. So everybody goes, hey, I got to find that guy. I got to look him up. I want him to come work for me. So one of the best things about sports is they tell everybody.
They tell everybody.
That's right.
It's fun. A friend of mine in the baseball world reached out and just, the three magic words, WTF. And I responded with my own three words, which is DFA. In baseball, they always say designated for assignment is when you get, sent down to minors or released. I said, I got DFA'd, so just waiting to clear waivers and then get to full free agency. So it's been, honestly, guys, again, it's not fun and it stings in a lot of ways. But I've heard from a lot of people today that I have not heard from in a long time. And you just never know, and somebody brought up an interaction we had and how I stood up for them in a Blue Jays locker room one time a few years ago. I'm like, wow, I don't even remember that. It's funny how you can sometimes make an impact on people. And that's been kind of one of the gratifying parts of this entire thing.
And you never know what's out there till there's an opportunity comes in front of you. Exactly. And often people will say, well, he's tied in there and we can't get him out of there. We can't make that happen. But now there's going to be opportunities that you never even knew existed show up on your doorstep.
You've given this speech to buddies about marriage before, haven't you?
Well, fellas, let the record show that on the 13th day of March, 2025, at 18:18 p.m. Eastern Time, I am now formally putting in my candidacy for commissioner of the Canadian Football League.
We
How
thought
about
it was
that?
coming. We thought it was coming.
Yeah, I'm an unrestricted free agent. I'd like to ask the two of you to advocate on my behalf, and let's make this happen. Let's make the push to Wellington Street.
I'm in. Let's do it.
I'm in.
Yeah. We're easy to trick.
And then so now we introduce him to the fellow, and then maybe it's a duo.
A duo goes in.
Why could it only be one guy?
Yeah.
Why can't it be two? Why can't it be a
co-commissioner thing?
Consortium.
And I promise whoever this fellow is, you will have matching Columbus Blue Jackets lapel pins when we go in to meet with the board of directors, the board of governors, because that'll show we mean business.
Nothing says right to the top like a CBJ pin.
That's right. That's right.
I don't even know where to go on that one. Yeah, nothing will mean. What? Okay, let's go off. Let's go on to sports here. Who's gonna throw the football in Pittsburgh? Is there a betting line out there? Can I go to Cool Bet? Is there a betting line?
Yeah, let's check that.
You know what? I think the most fascinating part about this, fellas, I don't think I've ever seen, heard, remembered a situation where a team in free agency, well, first free agency starts, they trade for a number one receiver, then they pay him $150 million, and then they're like, yeah, we don't know 4 days in who's going to be throwing you the ball. Like, you talk about the cart before the horse. Like, okay, you bring in Metcalf, great, but like, what are you doing? It's fascinating, and I don't know. Are they waiting for Aaron Rodgers? I just can't see Mike Tomlin wanting Aaron Rodgers in his building. I just don't see.
I feel that, and this is just me. I think that something isn't right there
with Aaron Rodgers. Of course.
And then the Pittsburgh's already saying, well, if it's going to be like this, and we don't even have him signed yet, we out.
Yeah,
but now what's the other option? Atlanta.
Yeah.
What are you doing with two quarterbacks?
And no offense, why does Aaron Rodgers have to play? Like,
right.
He's a name. He's just a name.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's going to win.
No,
but I mean, look at the names moving around right now, Sharky. I mean, Kenny Pickett and Mac Jones, and who's there? Who are the other options out there? Aiden Hutchinson and
everybody's hoping they get the next Sam Darnold showing up.
Gardner Minshew Jr. Or Gardner Minshew the third, rather.
But everybody's hoping they get the next Sam Darnold situation showing up, where the guy has the year of his life. That's all they're hoping.
There might be a point here where you go to Russell Wilson and you say, "Hey, like, play the song 'Baby Come Back," whatever. You might need that guy in the worst way.
And they're going to need each other, right? Because Russ is not going to have a landing spot either. Like, when Justin Fields is getting decent quarterback money. Here's the other question. Who's quarterbacking the Giants?
Who finished there last year?
Tommy DeVito.
Danny DeVito or Tommy DeVito?
Right.
Tommy, Danny's nephew.
Wow. Yeah. There's some holes. There's some holes out there.
I don't know, we've talked about this so many times. I just find it to be the most fascinating job on earth from the standpoint of you have multi-billion-dollar organizations. Like, let's just take one step back. Think about any business out there, any big business, car company, soft drink company, beer company, telecom, whatever, multi-billion-dollar corporation. And a football team's a multi-billion-dollar corporation, where the biggest demand for a job, for a position, is quarterback. And there's the smallest supply out there. You know, you can find a CEO, a CFO, a whatever in any organization, a plumber, But man, this is the position that is so vital for a $7 billion business, and there are so few of them out there that are up for grabs.
Go ahead, Martin.
The position that I was always, from when I was a young age, that people always said, this would pay you so much money, and there's like nobody that wants to do the job, or not a lot of people that can do the job. Do you know what it is?
Manure spreading?
No.
Oh.
Underwater welder.
Yes. Very highly paid. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I hung out with some pretty wild people.
Wow.
How well do you know me? I can't even get my driveway taken care of.
You're trying to rent the Tiger Torch. So here's my question to the quarterback thing. Are they stuck on that he's got to have a previous experience? Like, why has there not been a little more invasion of the Canadian Football League to go, let's take one of those? Like, I don't get why they're still on this Rodgers, Wilson, Cousins train. Like, why can't we build and develop somebody?
I mean, Sharky, to be fair, the player, and this, again, no disrespect to Brady Oliveira, but the best player in the Canadian Football League was a defensive back from the Saskatchewan Roughriders last year. The point is, when the supply is so limited, when you're paying quarterbacks $40, $50, $60 million, when the supply is so limited there, what's left over when you're paying them $400, $500, $600 up here?
That's true.
And there wasn't a quarterback who lit the world on fire last year in the CFL. Caleros was okay. Rourke, yikes. Vernon, yeah, okay, but at his age, there hasn't been that young phenom who has come in, and you're saying to yourself, all right, I think Bo 10 years ago was that guy, but
yeah, there's no Jeff Garcia kicking around. Yeah, I get that.
I'm waiting and I'm hoping that somebody throws it out there. Colin Kaepernick. It seems like every year somebody.
You think he's got to be out of shape now?
Yeah. Has anyone seen it? What if he shows up like Adam Sandler when he went like forever, and then he showed up and it was like that guy ate Adam Sandler. But yeah, I'm waiting for Kaepernick.
Kaepernick's last year of playing football, like,
was it before COVID?
Oh, way before.
Oh,
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Are we all looking it up at the same time?
Yeah.
2016 was the last
9 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
2016 was the last year he played football.
But how old is he now?
38.
Yeah.
37, 38, I'd say.
37. He wasn't that. I don't think he was that good. He was very athletic, and he had the 1 year. They went to the ship, but nah. Hey, good news though. On the Canadian front to the NFL, the Cowboys signed Canadian offensive lineman Dakota Shepley, another 2-year contract, former Saskatchewan Roughriders, cup of coffee with the Riders. So that
he played a year.
Bodes well. Yeah. Long career. I totally forgot how long this guy's been in the NFL.
Yeah.
I want to just give a quick shout out, speaking of Canadians. Kid from Brampton by the name of Joshua Palmer. The Chargers drafted him in the 5th round a few years ago out of the University of Tennessee. Was one of those, hey, can he make it? It's a stacked wide receiver group at the time. They're in San Diego. This is how long ago it was, not LA. And not only has he survived in the league, guys, he just signed a $36 million deal with the Buffalo Bills. He's going to catch balls from the NFL MVP, and they have Khalil Shakir there, and they have a couple of tight ends there, and they're going for it. I think a very underrated name in the NFL to keep an eye on this year is Brampton, Ontario's Joshua Palmer, who in that offense, everybody's coming back on the coaching staff, might very well sneak into he'd be a really good fantasy sleeper for you. We're talking fantasy football, March 13th. But yeah.
It never stops.
That is $51,956,000 Canadian. If he plays out that contract. That's like
That's a nice
winning
gig.
a big Lotto Max up here in Canada.
Good
He
for
will
him.
make more. Now, sorry, what was that number? What was that number? 51?
Just shy of 52.
Just shy of 52. So the exchange rate is $15 million. That's more than the salary cap of 2 CFL teams of Joshua Palmer's just making on the exchange rate.
Yeah.
Just making on the exchange rate. God bless him. Good for him.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. I know it's been a busy day for you.
Yeah.
Go run to the nearest store and grab yourself some Luckies.
I definitely will.
Treat yourself, and then do the exact same thing tomorrow morning when you wake up. And then
Because you got nothing to do tomorrow.
and then we'll circle back on Tuesday. And I want you to
might
show
need
up
a
looking hungover.
I might need a couple of Advils tomorrow morning if I'm going to follow this lead. But I appreciate both of you guys, and thanks for being awesome about this.
Hey, you know what?
man.
Nothing but the best is going to happen to you.
Exactly. Watch this.
Yeah. It's going to be outstanding.
Watch what happens.
Yeah.
All right, bud. Go get drunk.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Take care.
See ya,
Thanks,
Arash.
Arash.